Gotta put just the radio on, or do you want to put the music on?
Don't worry.
Got
He
it.
will earn his deification. He
Let's
will.
roll.
Yeah.
Trust me on that.
By doing what?
Eventually.
He hasn't yet.
Wait. Who are we talking about?
Iserman.
Okay, so we're on the Harbaugh plan. I'm going to need the better part of a decade in a cheating scandal.
Well, yeah. I mean, no one
Got
thought
it.
they would win a cup in 5 years, right?
No, but
Okay.
I thought they'd be in the playoffs. I thought it would look better than this.
And
I
you
thought
know
they'd
what?
be
It
better
would
than
have been nice.
26th in goals against.
But they came up 1 millisecond short.
No.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
We'll
No,
take
you're
that.
getting it.
No. No.
They
Do
launched
Michigan lob.
themselves balls
here?
first into a wood chipper the last 5 weeks of the season. You can't do this whole bit where, like last night, I'm sorry, and
Yep.
Ken Daniels is one of the best in the game, but that whole low-hanging fruit attitude of like, here, everybody, here, pores. What if I told you at the start of the year? No!
But you can't
February
play-
29th, we had 9 points to the cut line.
You can't play both angles, though. You can't say, well, they were 8 points above, and they got to 8 points above. It wasn't
Joe.
handed to
Well,
them.
and then they tripped on a Lego and broke their neck.
Yeah, well, Joe, you're in the wrong studio. Bally's is somewhere else.
Oh, please. You know,
Sometimes life lemons.
I'm not
simple.
saying it was a successful season and good. I just think you are too mean to Red Wings fans. You should leave them alone. They should be allowed to celebrate overtime wins.
Celebrate what?
Yeah.
Celebrate what?
Well, Bob, you can celebrate
No, in
it,
the
but wait,
moment,
okay,
in
but
the
it
moment.
did it clinch a playoff spot? No.
No.
Okay, so what you celebrated was, oh goody, I get to go to the corner with a sign begging for money tomorrow night.
Everything is not an analogy. They got to do something you never do. They celebrated a moment. You never do that.
No, I celebrate great.
Okay, okay.
No. They
Try to
literally
use a moment then.
But they literally had a moment because the second the goal went in, it was like, oh, and by the way,
That's all they got was a
the
moment.
Capitals just scored an empty netter. So. Which is what happens when you need other people to do your work. But it literally was a moment. It was like 5 seconds. You felt good, and then it was gone.
I would
Mark,
think-
do not let him.
I'm
Do
not.
let him
No,
corner you.
Get ready to duke it out, pal.
Hey, Mark, do you want me to call Jeff Rieger instead? I'll call Jeff right now.
Let's make it happen, man. I need that to happen right now.
in the studio.
This is he's way too good cop for me today.
Oh, wait, this
way
is gonna
too
be
good
good
cop.
because there's no gang right now. You No. guys are doing a whole show. No, it's unadulterated. You might actually get Wojo for 2 hours.
You know
I
what
like
the difference
this.
is? I'm not black and white. I don't live in a black and white world. I
Minority
appreciate
blood.
both sides,
My
and
God.
the world would be a better place if people at least appreciated both sides. Because of people like you, the world is a bleep hole. It is. Everything you ask me, this is great or this is
I
awful.
think he just called you a bleep hole.
Yeah, no, the world is a bleep hole. Because of people.
And he said something about your mother.
And because of your mother.
Because I'm not a loser like you. Because I don't tolerate mediocrity, and I want so badly
Well,
for
yes,
us
you
to have
do. You're
fun.
still here, so you're tolerating it,
Well, I
right?
tolerate working with you, yes. The point I'm making is it's all about championships. Otherwise, what's the point of
Well,
sports?
go back to New York where all they do is win championships, right? Let's see, the Knicks no,
Yeah,
the
not
Rangers
exactly.
no, the Jets
But
no,
that's the whole
the
angle
Mets
of it.
no, the Islanders no. You tolerated that?
No, I don't. I'm miserable. That's the whole point. The Yankees are good, except they don't win the World Series, which means they suck.
Your misery.
And that's the rules you sign up for as a fan.
Your misery hasn't been obvious.
The Red Wings.
Come on, Wojo.
The Red Wings are
Throw
the
another
Yankees.
log on the fire. Let's talk MS. Throw another log on that fire.
Here's the difference. I think more of the Wings than this idiot. Because I view the Wings as the Yankees of hockey. They are one of the great American franchises. Therefore, why would I lower myself to your level? It's about a parade.
When did the Yankees win a World Series?
2009, it hurts.
I'm just saying.
Why do you think I want Cashman
31,
fired?
30
Even the
so
great
far.
franchises have to refine their ways sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's
Pretty
been
damn
8 years
good.
and I'm impatient.
I'm not absolving
Mark,
them.
fix this.
Here's-
Fix it.
Oh, no,
Here's
no.
my challenge. I
He's
get
not
here.
making it till 8
I
p.m.
get
or
no,
11
I
hours
get here,
tomorrow
and they
will
say,
be over
"Don't be Valenti."
overtime
That's what they say.
for
Don't be
Friday.
Valenti.
All
But
day
every
Friday
word out of
and
his mouth is 100% on point.
Oh, no.
Would you stop being sponsored by Charmin? Would you stop
Hey,
that?
guys. I'm only contractually obligated to be here till
They hired
5:55.
another one.
Okay. David.
No.
Whoa. Shut it all off. All right.
No.
You guys ever talk about specs at LTU? Look, if you want a career in radio, you want to give your opinion on things, or you want to go into TV, or you're a graphic design artist, it sucks. Specs at LTU can help you achieve your goal. The beauty of specs is that classes just don't start in the fall. They start year-round. So what are you waiting for? Be curious. Visit the website, ltu.edu/specs. You're going to learn more about the broadcast media arts, digital media arts, and graphics communications program through specs at LTU. Taught right here in Southfield on the campus of Lawrence Tech. You're going to be taught by instructors who work in the business like me. And with that type of expert faculty and hands-on approach, you're going to learn the practical skills you need to succeed in today's media industry. So what are you waiting for? Be curious. Visit the website, ltu.edu/specs to learn more. Then make magic by enrolling in Specs at LTU certificate program today.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ 24-hour traffic center, sponsored by Bill Brown Ford. The wet weather wreaking havoc on the roads. We got issues with the crash along westbound I-696 at Evergreen. Center lane and right shoulder are completely blocked. You've got debris. The fallen construction sign along westbound I-94 after I-275. It is blocking the right lane across that area. And southbound Shaner, south of 17 Mile Road, the accident blocking the right lane across that stretch as well. Bill Brown Ford in Livonia, delivering excellence in sales, service, and everything in between is what sets us apart from the competition. For your next Ford vehicle, visit us online at BillBrownFord.com. That's BillBrownFord.com. I'm Val Berry with traffic.
It's time to electrify your excitement for NBA playoff action with BetMGM. Want to boost your odds on your next NBA playoff wager? Just log into your BetMGM account today to receive an odds boost token for playoff hoops action. Then place a wager on any NBA playoff matchup and apply your token. Just make sure to bet up to the minimum stake odds and legs specified on the token. If your boosted wager hits, you'll score up to 50% more winnings. At BetMGM, we're adding more excitement to every playoff showdown. Enjoy BetMGM's exclusive offers on the biggest playoff games. And try betting features like same-game parlay. Plus, tap into postseason thrills with the king of sportsbooks. Claim your odds boost token today and turn up the heat at BetMGM, an authorized gaming operator of the NBA. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Michigan only. Existing customer offers. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as unrestricted funds. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER for confidential help.
24 Seconds Bar and Grill in Berkeley. The best place for great food, great atmosphere, and great specials. Book your seat for the draft shuttle on Thursday, April 25th right now. Head on down to 24 Seconds. Grab a taste of the action.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Papura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, log on to nbphealth.com.
Breaking news on 97.1 The Ticket is presented by BetQL. Smarter bets start with BetQL. Download the BetQL app or visit betql.com today. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Corwell Health Sports Desk, this is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by CGC Water Treatment. Tigers committed 3 errors Wednesday in a 5-4 loss to the Rangers. It was Game 3 of their 4-game home set. Series concludes tomorrow. Kenta Maeda on the mound. You're here on The Ticket. Our coverage starting at 12:45. Former Michigan big Terrace Reed has transferred to UConn, where he'll contend to replace Connecticut's Donovan Clingan. He's leaving early for the NBA. In other U of M hoops news, John L. Davis, widely considered the top guard in the transfer portal, set to visit Michigan. Davis played at Florida Atlantic under new U of M coach Dusty May. The NBA has given Raptors big Jonte Porter a lifetime ban for allegedly giving confidential info to bettors, sabotaging his own participation in at least one game for betting purposes, and for betting on NBA games. And the Department of Justice will reportedly pay $100 million to some 100 victims of former Michigan State and Team USA gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar for failing to adequately investigate sexual assault claims they made against Nassar. At the Corwell Health Update Desk, I'm Beanie Hall. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or
It won't be
Odyssey.com.
long until I shake.
Oh my God.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Wojo and Rieger on 97.1 The Ticket.
Well, what do we have? Here it is indeed, the Wojo and Rieger show
That was
on
close.
97.1 The Ticket. Rieger is not in tonight, so they had to bring in somebody more acerbic, more caustic than Rieger. It is Mark Ryan. How are you there, sir?
Listen, man, I've never had a better introduction than that in my life. What is up, Detroit? What is up, Woj? It is great to be with you, sir.
Yeah.
I can tell from the previous 10 minutes that you and I are going to be duking it out here a little bit.
Well, a little bit. No need to, but I thought it would take longer for you. I didn't think it would happen that quickly, that you would fall under Valenti's spell. But it has already happened. Okay, I kid, but I do feel like everybody wants to yell as loud as they can about the Wings being eliminated, which is fine, when in fact I don't think it was a disaster. It's a disappointment. They were close, not close enough. Next year they will have to make it, or there should be much more outrage. Right now, you could be disappointed, you could even be pissed. I don't get outrage with the Red Wings eliminated.
I'll bring you guys into this, okay? And it's
Please
wonderful
do.
to be here with you. So my old man and my mom have been listening to the post-game shows I've been doing with the Red Wings.
Absolutely.
The excitement.
Yeah.
My old man is Mr. Eternally Positive, so I naturally went the other way, Wojo, just to balance him out. So my old man texted me this morning, 10:14 a.m. Huge win by the Red Wings. What? Not a single soul in Detroit is saying that today. I said,
he didn't know the playoff
and
scenario.
I said, Dad, no, he knew it. He said, sorry they didn't make the playoffs, but huge win. You buried the lead, sir. The mood here is utter devastation. He says, I think the mood should be adulation. They played their hearts out, and next year looks brighter if they get some more defense. What?
That's a smart man. Absolutely.
Wojo, half the league makes the playoffs.
No,
you
I'm not.
couldn't be in the top half of the league in the first 5 years of this regime. I said it to you off the air. I'll say it to you on the air. If the last name wasn't Yzerman in charge of this, I'm not sure he's still here.
No, I think he would be still here, and I'm not saying it's a success. I'm not saying, woo-wee, they're on their way. And they do have a lot of changes to make, including getting a goalie. That by far is the number one thing. And to be honest, I mean, I think I would give Derek Lalonde another year, but I don't think that's necessarily a guarantee. After 2 years leading Tampa Bay, Steve Yzerman fired his handpicked guy, Guy Boucher, and brought in John, what's his name?
Tortorella.
No, Cooper. John Cooper, who
correct.
has won cups since then. So if he thinks he needs a voice, he would make a change, I believe. But I think I personally would not make the change. I would not be stunned if Yzerman did. Everything else, though, is open to change, other than the core 5 or 6 really good young players that they have. Everything else, you can change. Now, if that's being overly optimistic or celebratory, my only argument with the crazy Valenti kid is, and he did it yesterday, and I think he was unfair to Wings fans, making fun of them for celebrating that moment when they tied the game Monday night against Montreal, and then when they won in overtime. You can celebrate those moments without saying, woo, we're back, we're here. And that's my biggest beef with the naysayers. That's it. Nothing else.
You know, Woj, I do believe that, to your point, we've lost the ability to see shades of gray in this country.
Thank you.
We have. I don't think the Red Wings did anything worth celebrating. The last few weeks have been fun, okay? But I think you can both say, man, you know what? They were starting at the very, very bottom. They were starting below the toilet bowl. They have elevated themselves above the toilet bowl. They have plunged themselves out of the toilet bowl, and now they're in a much better spot in which they were. They have gone from 17 wins to 19 wins to 32 wins to 35 wins to 41 wins. You know, that is in some years massive jumps, in other years incremental progress. So you can both appreciate the growth while also laying down the hammer and saying, when is it going to be our time? I think it's possible to both be disappointed at the end result, but also appreciative for what has taken place.
Thank you. We're not going to be butting heads then, because that's all I'm saying. And as you mentioned, the progression of victories and point totals, and I know it's been modest progressions, but I'll throw this out there, and people are going to yell at me for this too. Oh, you're looking, but do you know why? In my mind, it's been modest progression instead of a leap year or a leap year.
I hope you're going to tell me because they're building it the right way.
Well, no, they are building it the right way, but also they got screwed in every NHL draft lottery. They have had the worst record in the league multiple times, or 3 or 4, whatever, and never picked higher than 4. They have been absolutely screwed. Now, Eisner doesn't talk about it. It makes no sense for me to talk about it. But if you're going to ask me, well, why aren't they making those big jumps? Because he's got to find these guys that take a little bit longer. It took Lucas Raymond a little bit longer. Not an immediate rookie star. And that's what's happened now. There's nothing you can do about that. Going forward, nothing at all. Now he has to be very shrewd and find a goalie. Because let me ask you this, Mark. If you watch, and you probably didn't watch the whole Wings season, but that's okay, you're new here, but not once, I don't think, maybe once, but not twice, all year did the Red Wings goalie, whoever it was, steal a game. Not once did one of them do what the Charlie Lindbergh is doing for the Capitals and stealing games down the stretch. Not once that I can recall. They had some good games, but winning a game they absolutely had no business winning happened at the most once or twice, and that right now is the difference. They can't count on their defense and especially their goaltending.
Well, you've heard the saying, Wojo, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one.
Yeah.
What's the rule for having 3 goaltenders?
You still have none. And they have Husso and Lyon are still under contract for next year. I assume Reimer will be gone, and I assume one of those other 2 will be gone too. And they do have a couple of good ones in the minors, prospects. They ready? I mean, that's the other issue. I mean, Sebastian Cossa wasn't like a number 3 overall pick. He was a mid-first round. If you're not getting the elite of the elite in the draft, it takes a tiny bit longer. That's all I'm saying about that. But go ahead, I'm sure I'll get lambasted. Oh, you're whining, they haven't won the lottery. Well, they haven't.
Hey, you know, in the last 20 minutes, Mike and I have been who we are. And Wojo, you have been very much like my dad, and I feel like we've had this argument between good and evil. You know, just a matter of perspective.
Can I be good?
Yes, you
I
can.
get to be good.
But it just goes to show you, people always say life is 90%, right, what you make of it, and 10% what happens to you, right? And you guys make something of this differently than Mike and I do, because the reality is, guys, no one gets a 5-year plan anymore. Can you come to an agreement with me on this, Wojo? Next year, he's got to make the playoffs, period.
Well, yeah, but I don't think he'll be fired if he doesn't, depending on the circumstances.
But if you are in charge, you need to. Well, how many years are you going to give him? What is the breaking point? What is the point of no return? Give me a number. How many years? He's got to do it when? Because all of the Yzerman defenders will not do that.
Well,
give me a number.
Because what is the or what? Or he's automatically fired? I don't think.
Or you turn the page.
Well,
move on.
This is the difference. I live in the real world, okay? And you and Valeni live in the world you want to live, or the world you think everybody else should live in. And in the real world, it isn't black and white. It isn't win or you're fired immediately. And it isn't total patience either.
That was Vicky.
Living in the moment,
that was Vicky
you cannot say for the Wings this year that there was no progress. You can't say that.
I agree with you.
So that's one step. Progress. Not enough progress, but enough to keep you interested, to keep you intrigued, to make you believe there will be more progress. Do you think there will be more progress next year?
I need to see it.
Okay, but do you think there will be?
To me, Woj, like,
Vicky,
you have to have a break-even point. And you have to be able to set, okay, where is the deadline? You have to have a deadline. The real world is, you don't get to suck for 5 years and still work at 97 won the ticket. Neither do I. At the same time, Wojo, I can say that, hey, if you're a Red Wings fan, enjoy the journey, right? Enjoy the journey. Where I came from, Woj, I was the afternoon drive host in a medium-sized market, right? I was the quote-unquote top dog, so to speak, there. And I come here, and what am I among the hosts, 10th or 11th here? But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to enjoy the journey. Maybe 12, maybe 12, maybe 13. I'm going to enjoy the journey.
That was Mickey
enjoying the journey. And so if you're a Red Wings fan, enjoy the journey, but you can also have standards. You can also set a deadline. You're not setting a deadline for me today.
Well, I don't know what I know I will not set a deadline because I react to circumstances.
That was
I would
Mickey
say
texting
yes.
on the
Next
World
year
Group.
they
She
do
said,
need to
"Oh
make the
boy, that
playoffs,
does
or
not
my opinion and
boast
other
on my
people's opinions
confidence."
of Yzerman would start to change. Does that mean he should be immediately fired? No, I don't know. What if they get a star goalie and he gets injured with 20 games left?
Steele got enough.
You don't know. You're asking the real world.
Yeah.
The real world is not what ifs.
Yep,
It's you
Steele
either
got
produce
enough minus,
or you fail.
so he failed.
Okay, so what if they make the playoffs next year? If they make the playoffs next year, and I'll tell you this, Woj, this has been my policy since I've been here the last 3 weeks. Okay? If Yzerman made the playoffs this year, he bought himself 2 more years. If he missed the playoffs this year, which has now happened, his seat is warm next season. He has next year to make the playoffs, and that's it.
See, I don't live in that world. I don't look for deadlines, and when it's time, and believe me, I've probably been misrepresented by you-know-who on before us as some guy who lets everything play along. I've demanded change. I've demanded people be fired. I've called for all sorts of things. But I also always look at the extenuating circumstances, and the extenuating circumstances are they rebuilding what was an absolute bare bones, down to the bottom disaster. The phone number is 248-539-9797. That's also the ticket text. It's good, Wojo, versus evil, Mark. Next, 97.1, the ticket. All right, folks, the NBA play-in tournament gives teams a chance to play their way into the postseason, so it only seems right that new customers on FanDuel can play their way into 150
and slow motion.
bucks. Just place any $5 bet, and you'll get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose, to use during the NBA playoffs. You can bet on a multitude of things. How many three-pointers a particular player makes in a particular game. Who scores the first basket of the game. All sorts of fun. Just go to FanDuel.com/Wojo to get started. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 or older and present. Michigan first online real money wager. Only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call 1-800-270-7117.
97.1 The Ticket. Instant classics are exciting, but true legends have impact over time. Like how Plant Moran has been counted on by companies and clients for over the past 100 years. Counted on for advice by the workwear brand you zip up every day. Counted on for guidance by the zoos and aquariums inspiring the next generation. Counted on for a holistic approach by those growing, protecting, and sharing their wealth. From accounting to consulting to wealth management, we're built year after year on the stories and success we help others achieve. Here's to the next 100 years of Plant Moran. Count on us.
The best thing about TimberTech decking is the durability.
It's standing up to all of nature's elements and all of our family's elements.
Any family gathering, we're the go-to location. The cooking, the dogs, the kids, we've had zero issues with it.
We've only had to clean it one time in all the time that we've had it. It looks like the real thing.
We never had an outdoor space like that we could spend so much time on. It's an actual extension of our house.
Find a local contractor or get free decking samples at timbertech.com.
Toyota is all about having choices, like more all-wheel drive and electrified choices than anyone else, including America's best-selling car, Toyota Camry. Now through April 30th, you can choose any new gas-powered 2024 Camry with 4.75 APR financing or 5.75 on Camry Hybrid. Or you can get a great lease deal on Camry with approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. Get details at Toyota.com. The choice is yours. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey Detroit, Verizon is here to kick off the 2024 NFL Draft with a lineup of incredible offers and promotions for football fans and small business owners. If you're looking to score big, head to Verizon.com/draft 2024 for everything you need to know. Lions fans, want to win a VIP package for 4 people to attend the game this season? Visit any eligible Verizon store and enter for your shot at this ultimate fan experience. But wait, there's more. From April 19th through the 21st, make a qualifying purchase at a participating Verizon store and make your own big pick, choosing from an NFLShop.com card, a Verizon gift card, or a pair of tickets to a Lions preseason game. And guess what? You might even have a chance to rub shoulders with some of your favorite Lions players at select Verizon locations. Again, visit Verizon.com/draft 2024 for all the details, including official rules and where to find eligible Verizon stores. No purchase necessary to enter the sweepstakes. You must be a Michigan resident, 18 years or older to participate. Sweepstakes offer is valid from April 14th through April 27th and is void where prohibited.
The Michigan Lottery presents a pop quiz. It's almost as easy as new Cash Pop. Question 1. How many numbers does it take to win Cash Pop? A, 1. Question 2. How many Cash Pop numbers do you choose from? Is it A, 15? Question 3. How much can you win playing Cash Pop? A, up to $5,000? Okay, if you answered A, you deserve a Cash Pop. Match 1 and you won. New from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Your weather today, heavy thunderstorms at a high of 73. Right now, mostly cloudy, 73.
Weather
brought to you by Robert Half.
9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring today. Robert Half is here to help. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Let your voice be heard. Call the D-Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket studio line at 248-539-9797. The D-Las Vegas, the home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
97.1 The Ticket would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
Oh yeah, you got Wojo and Mark Ryan. We're breaking him in nicely. Or he's breaking himself in nicely. Actually, been all over the place. Pre-game, post-game. You were there. Were you on after both of their overtime wins, the last 2 games?
One of them, Wojo. It's been awesome to be here, get to work with people like yourself, sir. Guys, just so that you know, when I used to listen to sports radio the same way you guys did, I always wondered, how are these guys really? You know what I mean? And here's what I found. Here's what I find.
Oh boy.
Quite honestly, in my career, okay, the guys that act like total nice guys on the air,
you and Mom
they're
sometimes
not
throw me off
incredibly
on this
genuine.
route. Sometimes
the guys that you're not sure if you like at first, the guys who are like, man, that guy's kind of biting, tend to be the most genuine people that you find.
Like,
and I got to tell you,
guys
Woj,
did
like you guys
took her to
have
Kensington.
given the most warm welcome possible.
Thinking
I
it was
want everybody
Carol
to know
Lake
that you
Road.
guys off the air have been as kind as you've been on the air,
When you
and I
took her
feel
to
like
Kensington.
we're able to duke it out on sports.
You guys
Of course we are.
But still have
We're
a very
thinking it was
respectful
Carol Lake
relationship.
Road.
Just so that you guys know, the people that work here are awesome. They're incredible.
So, just so I have this clear, so I am as nice off the air as I am on the air, and Valeni is as angry off the air as he is on the air. I think I got that one right, didn't I?
No, it's that sometimes if you're like, I'm not
know.
sure I like that guy.
I know.
That guy's probably a lot more genuine than the fake nice guy on there. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. And I get branded, and whatever. I don't care what labels are, but I do have a different viewpoint at times, and I don't think it's just a viewpoint of protecting the teams, and you should enjoy it. I never said just enjoy. There's always next year, but I understand that people do want to enjoy the moment, but want to believe there is something coming down the pipe that's better. And with the Red Wings, I do believe something is coming down the pipe that's better. If they was hopeless, like the Pistons are hopeless, like I've called a million times for Troy Weaver's firing, and I would even say trade Cade Cunningham, and I would do all of that because it's hopeless. You cannot say the Wings are hopeless, even though it's been 8 years without a playoff spot.
That is the longest stretch in the history of the franchise.
Second longest in the NHL right now.
Right, second longest drought in the NHL, longest in the franchise's history. This is a fan base that has the 3rd most Stanley Cups of any team in NHL history. and you've been serving them the best pizza for years, and then they're suddenly asking them to digest average all of a sudden.
Well, they paid the price for 25 straight playoff appearances. They did. They gave away all their draft capital. Not gave it away, but traded for veterans just to keep it going. And people enjoyed the hell out of it. They didn't like the last 4 or 5 years of the playoff streak, I don't think, because they weren't as competitive. But you knew you were going to pay. I say that's the difference. This wasn't like the Lions went 60 years without any hint of they were going in the right direction until now. The Wings burned all their future to win now for a long time, and that's why I think they get more leeway than the other franchises.
Do you think perhaps this year they fell victim of the pressure to win, so let's bring in veterans and let's keep the young guys down?
Yeah.
Because they felt that mounting pressure that we've got to do something this year.
So she got an F minus 2.
And I've heard this before, but again, it's revisionism, okay? If people think that Yzerman wasn't aware that people are getting antsy about the playoff drought, last offseason they signed, I believe, 7 or 8 free agents, a lot of veterans, some he overpaid for, all veterans. And that's why they have like the 3rd oldest roster, which is fake. That's because those are the guys that aren't going to be here. But he just plugged in some veteran players to make them more competitive. They were more competitive, not quite competitive enough. So, yes, I don't know if he was feeling the heat, but he was sick of not making the playoffs. But a lot of those veteran free agents that everybody wants him to sign, I'd say half of them didn't really work out to how you wanted them to work out, the Justin Holes of the world and everything else. So in that regard, he's got to make, I think, one more bigger move, and that is for a goaltender. 248-539-9797. Before we go to the clip that we want to play, why don't we get a call in, because they've been holding, and then we'll go to it. And this actually will fit in with it. Let's go to Pontiac and talk to Gerald. You're on 97.1 The Ticket. Hello there, Gerald.
Boy, hello. I didn't want to call because I was listening all this back and forth. I tell you, back and forth, and I tell you, I don't blame Yzerman for the roster moves. That veterans come and veterans go. But I tell you, with Coach Lalonde, I woke up this morning. I was surprised. I even texted the Red Wings text page, and I says, I cannot believe that Yzerman hasn't fired this coach already. I tell you something. If Yzerman wants to keep this coach, okay, whatever. Then he owes it to the fan base that you better have a good reason why this coach should still be in this town, because the fan base deserves that. Because, and I don't dislike Lalonde. He brought us to this level, and but I don't have the confidence that he's going to bring us to the next step. I don't. But if Yzerman believes that, then he owes it to the fan to say, this is the reason why I want to keep him.
Yeah, there's an explanation.
I think that's fair, though. I think that's fair.
have a theory, Wojo and Gerald, and you guys tell me if you agree with this theory, okay? When you announce, or you feel like you have to announce, and I feel like we're there with Lalonde, okay? Mm-hmm. When you announce that a coach is coming back, that means he's 1 year away from the X. Otherwise, you wouldn't be announcing that he's coming back. That has long been my held theory, and I think you're going to get that announcement that Lalonde is coming back.
I don't know. I think when they do their season wrap-ups, Yzerman will say, perhaps, we're not going to, but we do have to get better. He probably has to say something, because Lalonde only has 1 more year left in his contract, and do you extend him for another year so he's not a lame duck coach or not? No, I totally get that. And he's not, it's not a slam dunk that he will be back or should be back. I acknowledge that. I think the fact that they came within a sliver of the playoffs buys him the 3rd year. I think it will. But I told you about Yzerman's history, firing the first coach he hired in Tampa Bay, Guy Boucher, after 2 years. So there is somewhat of a precedent. But the one thing I would say this, Lalonde, he's a bright guy. He's a numbers guy. He gets it. I do wonder if he's the right level of firebrand. You know what I mean? Like a few games, they were really kind of lackadaisical and sloppy, and I don't know if those firebrand coaches burned themselves out after a while, the Tortorella types, but I do wonder if that is the one thing that can be held against him.
Well, I'll tell you what, if it's okay with you, Woj, when we come back, we're going to air a list of grievances against Newsy Lalonde.
Yeah,
And
he says some things that,
It's
and I
that
get
car
some of
turning
them
left
sound
in that
stupid. I get it. Some of them I
subdivision.
think people overblow. But yeah, we'll play those.
Yeah, let's. You and I, we can have kind of like a BS meter. Okay, a BS meter.
Okay.
Are you buying or selling the message?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I like
Hello.
BS meters.
There you go.
I like BS. All right, we'll do that next. Wojo and Mark, 248-539-9797. 97.1 the ticket.
97.1 the ticket.
The countdown is on for the 2024 NFL Draft presented by Bud Light in Detroit, and you can attend in person for free. Experience live concerts, interactive games, player autographs, and more April 25th to 27th. Visit NFL.com/draft access to register for free entry today.
Caesars Palace Online Casino is now live. Download the app and register using code RadioLaunch. New users get a $10 sign-up bonus, a 100% deposit match up to $1,000, and 2,500 reward credits after wagering $25. Must be 21 and physically present in Michigan. Minimum wagering within 7 days required to unlock bonuses. Full terms and wagering requirements at CaesarsPalaceOnline.com/promos. Gambling problem? Call the Michigan Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-270-7117. Leo's Coney Island is stepping up our wing game. Come try our chicken wings tossed in one of our specialty sauces. We have garlic parmesan and buffalo. Or be bold with our mango habanero or sweet red chili. Or if barbecue is your thing, we have you covered. Visit leosconeyisland.com for a location near you. Leo's Coney Island is now offering online ordering for pickup and delivery on our website at leosconeyisland.com. Whether it's for our extensive breakfast menu or the classic chicken fingers pita, ordering at Leo's has never been easier.
I'm Bobber, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC part solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
For the